Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Ethiopian Investment Forum. My name is Naya Alamayo. I will be your host this afternoon, alongside His Excellency Ambassador Teferi Melesse Desta, joining us from the Ethiopian Embassy in London. Thank you so much for being here today. We have guests from all over the world, including Addis Fine Art in London, the Ethiopian Embassy in London, from which the ambassador will be giving his address, as well as live guests from where I am here at the Hyatt Regency in Mescat Square of Addis Ababa. We're quickly going to launch a poll to see where you're all logging in from. So go ahead and chime in for the next 20 to 30 seconds and let us know where you are. Okay, welcome from London. Welcome from Chicago, Bahrain, from Virginia, Washington, DC, my home state, South Africa, global, Kenya. Thank you so much for joining. Mauritius, wow. Norway, Berlin, India. And of course, how could I forget Ethiopia? Excellent. Welcome to all of you. I'd like to introduce His Excellency Ambassador Teferi Melesse Desta to open up our afternoon today. Ambassador.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, allow me to express my sincere thanks to the distinguished panelists, moderators, and participants for taking time out of their busy schedules to engage from near and far in our investment forum today. Today's forum is the first of its kind to be organized by the Embassy of Ethiopia in London in conjunction with Rockstone Ethiopia and Cerberus Frontier, two companies leading from the front in tapping into the immense investment potential in Ethiopia. I would also be remiss not to thank our physical hosts here in London, Addis Fine Arts, who are so graciously hosting us today. For those of you who are unaware, Addis Fine Art is the home away from home for Ethiopian artists and their art, and has since 2016 been one of the leading African galleries in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my hope that today's event will serve as a showcase for the great unexploited investment potential Ethiopia possesses. This fact is easily exemplified by the significant interest generated by today's event amongst interested stakeholders across the world. I would be forgiven to think my role here today is very simple. All the key cogs needed to propel this event and a new era of investment into Ethiopia are within reach. And I'm supremely confident that today can act as a catalyst for fruitful engagement going forward. Today, you will hear from industry experts on Ethiopia's current investment climate and the particular investment opportunities offered by the real estate sector. A worthwhile investment given the increasing demand for housing in the country. The construction and real estate industries are a major economic drivers for Ethiopia, and the government's focus on infrastructural and industrial development has turned the country into one of the continent's highest performing economies. With a growing population, economy, and increasing urbanization rates, there is a huge demand for housing, especially affordable housing. Furthermore, as the local middle and upper income class increase, and with Addis Ababa being the diplomatic capital of Africa, at the home of the African Union, the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, and more than 100 embassies and international organizations, more high-end options will be needed, as I am sure Rockstone Ethiopia will attest to. Therefore, today's forum presents a priceless opportunity for investors to get ahead of the curve and to reap the reward of Ethiopia's developmental windfall. You will also hear today from officials at the Vodafone Group, who just a few months ago were awarded the first private telecom license in Ethiopia's history as part of the Global Partnership for Ethiopia Consortium bid. This historic agreement represents the largest FDI into Ethiopia, and it's my hope that it only represents the beginning of what is to come in the years ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, I need not remind you of our current circumstance. Though the pandemic has deprived us of much over the last 18 months, it has not robbed us of the spirit that underlies our engagement today. The common desire to create wealth, development, and prosperity for our societies. Over the last 3 years, my country has embarked on an ambitious roadmap of economic reforms aimed at energizing private sector growth, attracting greater FDI, and stimulating the country's nascent knowledge economy. These homegrown reforms have already had a significant impact on the business and investment environment in Ethiopia, an environment which we believe is more fertile than ever for foreign investment. Investors can look forward to the prospect of investing in a country that, even in the era of pandemic, has continued to register growth at a rate that most countries envy. Add to this developments including the coming online of the African Continental Free Trade Area, liberalizations in previously closed economic sectors, and the revamping of the education sector. And you have not just a recipe for success, but a recipe to invest. Finally, I want to assure you that as you embark on your journey to invest and partner in the land of origins, our embassy and counterparts in Ethiopia will be there to guide and support you every step of the way. In coordination with our very capable colleagues in Addis Ababa, we are committed to supporting your vision from inception to fruition. Once again, I wish to welcome and thank all participants for joining us today and wish you all success in the deliberations to come. I thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. Namaste Ganadvan.